Hello, everyone. Nature can be calm one moment and furious the next. From flash floods, hailstorms to landslides, everything can happen in an instant, leaving no time for humans to react. Have you ever witnessed a moment when nature erupted right before your eyes? Let's watch these heart-stopping moments where Mother Nature truly shows her power. A powerful 6.0 magnitude earthquake struck Nabunturan in Davao de Oro province, causing a mountainside in Barangay Katipunan to collapse without warning. While a group of workers were cleaning near the roadside, a strange rumble echoed from above. Just seconds later, a massive section of rock split apart and came crashing down onto the road. Giant boulders tumbled, dust clouds filled the air, and the workers sprinted to escape. Due to prolonged heavy rain, water rushed down the hillside with increasing force, quickly submerging a small house near the stream's edge. Muddy floodwaters poured in from all directions, surrounding the entire structure. Though the house was built of stone with a sturdy metal roof, the relentless pressure of the water began to erode its foundation. Prolonged heavy rain caused soil and rocks on the mountainside to erode and loosen. As a car made its way along a winding road in central China, a massive boulder suddenly came crashing down, sending out a thunderous boom and a cloud of white dust. The rock landed just a few meters in front of the vehicle, close enough to leave anyone shaken. Fortunately, no one was injured. Unusually high tides, driven by extreme weather conditions, turned the waterfront into a dangerously unpredictable force. As crowds stood near the seawall to watch, a massive wave surged in like an angry beast. In seconds, water crashed over the barriers, tossing people and belongings into chaos. Some fell, while others narrowly escaped. A powerful storm swept through Romania, bringing with it a sudden and intense hailstorm. Fist-sized hailstones pounded rooftops, trees, and parked cars. Windshields shattered, and vehicle bodies were heavily dented. Though the storm lasted only a few minutes, the damage was significant. This scene is a stark reminder that when weather turns extreme, finding shelter as early as possible is crucial. A massive boulder suddenly fell from a cliff onto a highway in Taiwan, landing just inches in front of an oncoming car, narrowly avoiding disaster by mere seconds. Dashcam footage captured the heart-stopping moment when the scenic roadside view was violently interrupted. The rock smashed into the pavement and exploded into pieces, with one chunk nearly hitting the vehicle. Fortunately, the car remained undamaged and the driver unharmed. Just 1 second slower, and the outcome could have been tragic. While the cruise ship Independence of the Seas was docked at Port Canaveral, a sudden storm with extremely strong winds hit, leaving passengers unprepared. Everything on the deck, from lounge chairs to umbrellas, was blown away by the wind. In the blink of an eye, the relaxing atmosphere turned into chaos as people scrambled to grab their children, push strollers, and find shelter. Fortunately, no one was seriously injured. This is a reminder that weather at sea can change unexpectedly, and vigilance is always necessary when traveling far. Due to prolonged heavy rainfall, the water level in Paretta Terme, Italy, rose rapidly, turning the small river in the city into a raging force. In a short time, the water overflowed the banks, carrying mud, trash, and creating a fast-moving current like a waterfall. The water reached the edge of the roads, just a few steps away from the buildings, making the residents extremely worried. Some areas near the bridge and along the river had to be closed off for safety. On September 8, 2024, a dam, possibly an earth dam, unexpectedly collapsed in Dingbian County, Goklam, China. Due to the prolonged heavy rainfall over several days, the pressure of the water exceeded the dam's capacity, causing the structure to fail. In an instant, a massive surge of water poured out, sweeping everything in its path. The incident caused severe flooding in the downstream area. On February 15th, a strong earthquake struck La Paz, Bolivia, triggering a massive landslide on the mountainside behind the residential area. Soil and rocks cascaded down, creating a giant dust cloud and threatening nearby homes. Fortunately, there were no major casualties, but the incident highlighted the risks of landslides when living near mountains in earthquake-prone regions. On August 8th, the Longding Bridge in the Tanshui County, Guizhou Province, suddenly collapsed due to heavy rainfall that caused the river's water level to rise and flow rapidly. The bridge broke in an instant, sweeping debris into the violent current. The incident completely cut off traffic and served as a clear warning about the deterioration of infrastructure in the face of natural disasters. In Tajikistan, a team of workers is proactively dismantling a section of the mountain that poses a risk of landslides to ensure the safety of the country's vital road network. Large rocks are carefully handled, falling with great force and creating a dusty cloud, temporarily blocking the road. This is part of a dangerous but necessary job to prevent accidents caused by falling rocks, an ever-present threat on the treacherous mountain roads. A large portion of a coastal cliff suddenly collapsed, creating a terrifying scene right before the eyes of tourists who were relaxing. Soil and rocks tumbled into the sea, generating large waves and a cloud of dust. Fortunately, no one was injured, but the incident serves as a clear warning. Nature can change unexpectedly, and safety should never be taken lightly, especially in areas near cliffs or coastlines. A powerful storm struck the ABC region of Greater São Paulo, Brazil on March 31, 2025. Prolonged rain and strong wind gusts caused severe flooding, paralyzed traffic, ripped off rooftops, uprooted trees, and severely impacted the power grid. The chaotic aftermath revealed just how suddenly and violently nature can shift. Spain recently endured a massive flood, with water sweeping away vehicles and submerging streets. The prolonged heavy rainfall turned the situation into a dangerous one in just a few minutes. a clear reminder of the terrifying power of nature. Heavy rainfall was reported in Agbor today, causing disruptions across the area. Residents have been advised to stay indoors and exercise caution during the storm. Under the ongoing heavy rain, streets in Hyderabad suddenly turned into fast-flowing streams. In Banjara Hills, road number 10, floodwaters surged through narrow alleys, sweeping away motorbikes as residents struggled to protect their belongings from the rising current. A severe landslide swept away a truck that was parked on the mountainside, causing it to slide down the muddy slope. Heavy rain weakened the ground, creating a strong flow that carried both the vehicle and debris. This scene serves as a clear warning. When nature unleashes its fury, nothing stands firm unless you act swiftly. A powerful tornado struck the city of Lincoln, Nebraska, tearing apart a building in an instant. Footage from cameras showed debris flying everywhere and vehicles shaking violently in the heart of the storm. Everything happened too quickly and too violently, a true reminder that when nature rages, humans can only seek shelter and hope for safety. A heavy rainstorm caused severe flooding in Austria, with brown-red floodwaters rushing down a canyon at a terrifying speed. The sight of the floodwaters roaring close to people's homes sent chills down the spine of anyone who witnessed it. Nature, in this moment, was no longer peaceful beauty, but an unstoppable force. On November 5, 2019, a landslide occurred right in front of a bus on the Genting Road. In an instant, soil and rocks from the mountainside crashed down, causing panic among passengers and passers-by who ran for cover. This harrowing scene serves as a reminder that when traveling through hilly areas, vigilance is never unnecessary. Heavy rainfall has caused several streets to flood deeply, with fast-moving waters sweeping away garbage bins and pushing cars along. People struggled in the water, trying to secure their vehicles and find a way to escape. This extreme weather once again demonstrates the unpredictable, destructive power of nature if not addressed in time. The intense hailstorm on Thursday in Nagyexid left the streets covered in white, with roofs shaking violently and cars covered in ice. Hailstones fell relentlessly, some as large as eggs, leaving people with no time to react. A harsh scene that shows how quickly nature can shift from calm to chaotic. On the night of January 27th, a heavy hailstorm covered the ground in the area with large round hailstones. The sound of the hail crashing down was deafening, with many tents destroyed and objects flying all over. Within minutes, the scene turned chaotic, a clear demonstration of nature's sudden and overwhelming power. Have you ever witnessed such an intense hailstorm? The rising sea levels due to strong winds and high tide created powerful waves. While people were walking along the shore, a large wave suddenly crashed in, sending water splashing high into the air, startling everyone. A cyclist barely managed to escape in the nick of time. A few seconds later, they could have been swept away. With the sea in turmoil, large waves relentlessly hit the dock, causing the entire structure to shake violently. Despite the strong winds and the swirling sea beneath, many people continued to watch, a scene both spectacular and dangerous. When the ocean stirs, just one moment of carelessness could lead to unpredictable consequences. The muddy floodwaters rushed through a small neighborhood, sweeping away dirt, debris, and fallen trees. The heavy rain caused water to continuously flow down from the mountainside, transforming the road between two rows of houses into a raging river. A clear warning: when the flood arrives, everything familiar can be swept away in just minutes. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss these nature moments full of life lessons. On November 5th in Valencia, the floodwaters surged through the drainage channels at a terrifying speed. The heavy, persistent rain had turned the area into a raging river, with brown, roaring water rising dangerously close to the roads. Even in the heart of the city, nature can erupt at any moment, and when it does, nothing can stop it. A severe landslide occurred in the Torre Lupo area in Falerna, Italy, where the ground suddenly cracked and collapsed within seconds. Dirt and rocks slid towards the sea, dragging trees and infrastructure along with them. This shocking scene serves as a stark reminder of the increasing unpredictability of soil erosion and geological changes in coastal areas.